Yo, welcome back to Mike and Loaded, man. We got another episode for y'all. We here with my boy K Dub, my boy Shaq. He got his camera working this time, man. We glad to see him. So really quickly, I just want to give a really big shout out to two people. So first and foremost, my boy Nephlin. If you guys have seen the intro, he put that beat and that image together for our intro. So big shout out to Nephlin and big shout out to K Dub himself for kind of putting that together and does most of our editing for most of our videos. You know, putting all the social medias together. He do a lot of work behind the scenes. You know what I mean? So big shout out to K Dub. Um, but we're gonna get into it. So you know, we gave two shout outs to these people. You know, we would say they were the MVP in this point. Now, speaking of the MVP, we were like, does the MVP go to the most valuable player? Like, should it be more of an individual, performance award? Or is it like the best player on the best team? Who do y'all think should be getting the MVP award? Like,
More
can a player
individual.
average 25 and 5 on the number one seed and win it? Or should the guy on the six seed team who's averaging 35, 7 and 8 win it?
I think it should be more individual because I feel like that's what happened with what you call it with Kobe a few times.
Hmm.
He didn't get the MVP because the
Yeah.
team wasn't good. But he was
There's
still
o-
the best player in the league.
there's only been two MVPs since 1980 that have come from a team below the third seed. So I think a lot of times they give it to like whoever's on the better team. Uh,
Yeah. When it's an
Personally, I think it should
individual,
be. I agree. I think personally it should be more of an individual award. It's the most valuable player, not most valuable team.
mhm.
What do you think, Kenneth?
Uh, I think in most cases it has to go to the. I think it varies by year.
Okay.
Like in most cases, it can go to the guy that's putting up the best numbers because without that guy on that team putting up all those numbers, how good is the team really? Like it shows his value more to that team than a guy that's averaging 25 and he's just playing on the best team in the league because his team is already like that stacked, that good already.
Yeah.
So you remove
Yeah.
his 25 points, that team is still like pretty decent
They
if
still
they're the best
okay.
team in the
Yeah.
league.
But would you say it's harder to average 25 on a good team with a bunch of good players, or is it harder to average 25 on a weaker team where you're the only person that they need to worry about? Because you got to think, if you're the only person that they got to worry about, they're gonna start forming defenses for you, and you're definitely getting doubled every single night. You
Right.
know, look at Devin Booker for a while on the Suns. His first few years, they was doubling him every single night. But also, it's like on the other side of the coin, if you have, a team like Golden State where you got Clays and Curry and KD, or you have, these teams that have a lot of star power. You know, the Brooklyn Nets was another team that had Kyrie, KD, and James Harden. It's like it's
For
hard
16 games.
for 16 games, yeah, but it's hard for these players to work cohesively. You know what I mean? Everybody
Yeah.
want to average 25. So do y'all think it's harder to average 25 on a bad team or a really good team?
If you're that caliber player, I think 25 on a bad team is not difficult.
Mhm.
If you're that caliber player, like
Right,
25 on a
right,
bad team is probably tough for a guy like a Tobias Harris,
right,
possibly on a bad
right.
team. But on a good team, like you're keying in on that guy too on a good team.
Yeah. I feel like
I
on
don't
a
know.
bad team.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I feel like on a bad team, you're taking enough shots. If you take
Mm-hmm.
30 shots, you're bound to, go to the free throw line a couple times, a
Yeah,
double digit amount of times, and you're
100%.
gonna make some
Yeah.
shots. If you
But then
shoot
it
30,
leaves
35 times.
Right, but then it leaves the question open again for the MVP. It's like, does the guy who averages 40 but take 40 shots, really deserving of the MVP over the guy who's making 20 points on 10 shots or 12 shots or whatever? Because then the percentages come into play and it's like, okay, I mean, granted, you got to go off of that current year, but if you have a guy that's averaging 35 and he's shooting the ball 30 times a game, his point per shot is going to be around 1 point per shot.
Yeah.
Um, which is not great at all. That's actually pretty bad. But if you have, players who are averaging a good amount of points on way less shots, the percentages are higher, they're doing a lot more with the ball, they're more useful with the ball. So then it comes down to, all right, the best team won, but this guy was able to do X, Y, and Z on the best team, as opposed to this guy who's averaging 47 and 7, but he's taking 37 shots a game. You know what I mean?
Mhm. What you
Personally,
think,
I
Steph?
think I think the team's record should have nothing to do with the MVP awards. Um, I think it needs to go just off of like individual performance. I think if your team is if it's 12 seed and you have an amazing season, then you should be in the conversation.
I don't know about
Well,
that
12
game.
seed is kind of low.
Well,
12
I'm
seed
just
is
saying
too
in
low.
general, if
That's
you
like
have a
bottom
breakout
feeder of the
season, like
NBA.
I understand, but
Mm.
they can be hypothetically speaking, I don't know if this has ever happened, but if there's a time in the league where somebody is averaging an efficient 30, 8 and 7 on a weak team and the rest of his team is averaging like 10 and below, it's like what can he really do? You know what I mean? He's playing as efficiently as he can. And I look at like, and granted, Westbrook still had a decent stat line this season, but when he played on the Wizards, and he would give these guys the ball all the time, and they missing open layups, they missing dunks, they missing open jump shots, and it's like, what can you do? There's a play that comes to mind specifically where I think they had 4 attempts in one possession, and they would shoot a shot, they would get a rebound, like Westbrook would dish out, they would shoot, Westbrook get the rebound, dish out again, miss. He would get the rebound again, dish out, miss, get another rebound, dish out, miss. It was like 3 or 4 times in a row and these were wide open shots, and I think 2 of them were layups that were missed. And I'm saying
I
if
think
there
he was
are
on
low
OKC at that
seeding,
time. Yeah.
yeah. If I thought it was the Wizards. But there's times where players are, you know, making good, solid plays, but if their teammates can't deliver, you know what I mean? That doesn't exactly take away from him being good.
But it's rare to have a player that can play as well, like play like beyond the capabilities and have everybody play that way too.
100%.
It's
100%.
very difficult to do that.
That's a generational talent kind of thing to be able to involve everybody, come to a team and involve everybody on your level. That's like we don't see that. We see that from LeBron and like that's it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Magic Johnson was another one of those players,
Right.
but you
Hmm.
see how few and far in between they are. But
Luca
I
too, up
think
to somewhat.
yeah, Luka to an extent for sure. I think Luka is a little ball heavy for me, pause,
Yeah.
but I think he like needs to have
Yeah.
the ball a lot. You know what I mean? For him to
Mm.
be like effective. Like if Luka shoots the ball 5 times a game, I don't think he'll be as effective. Like his biggest threat is
Yeah.
him scoring the ball. You know what I mean? And he can do other things well, but if he was in a point where he couldn't score the ball, I think I wouldn't say he's a non-factor, but I don't think he'd be a big issue for another team to deal with.
Yeah, but then if he's not scoring the ball, then his team is not really being successful.
100%. a hundred
Yeah.
percent. a hundred
So
percent.
that would increase his value, would it not?
That would increase his value, yes, individually. But
To the team
as
too.
what I'm saying is yes, but what I'm saying is he's not a player that's making everybody better. If you are a player that's making everybody better in a sense of like on any given night, even if you're having a bad game, your team is still playing fine. You know what I mean? Even if you have a bad shooting night, your team can still win games because of the other things that you do on the court, not just because of scoring. That's what I'm
Right.
getting at. The true, I'm not saying that Luca don't make people better. Let's
I
get
mean,
that
you just
straight.
said it though.
I'm not saying that. I mean it in a sense of like his scoring, the Luca scoring the ball is not making people better. It's making the team better as a whole, but him scoring the ball doesn't make his teammates play better.
Right.
It might get them more opportunities in the long run, but if they can't deliver, they can't deliver.
And this year
Um,
may be a little different because if he's driving the ball more, it opens up more jump shots to him.
right, right,
Because you got him and Braun driving the ball, then you got a
right.
problem.
But then it's like, what happens if he, and I'm not saying that this is the case for this team, but what happens if he drives and he kicks to a wide open shooter and they can't
And
hit?
it's Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or somebody down low and they miss a layup or a dunk or whatever. And it's a missed opportunity. And then it's like, okay, if he's not scoring the ball and this is not successful, then, then
Mhm.
what's going on?
And now he has a big to pass it to.
Hmm.
So that'll
True.
add to everything else,
This is not a rag on Luca, by the way.
No,
I have
I
All
no
know.
right.
bad things to say about him. But I just mean in the sense of like, you have your LeBrons and Magic Johnsons who like they come to the team and the people around them have career years. You feel what I'm saying? Does that make more sense? That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
I mean. Like that's what I'm getting at. That
Mhm.
there's players who come to teams and now you have Ilgauskas is one of the best centers in the league. You know what I mean? Or you have
Yep.
John Wall who made Marcin Gortat one of the best centers in the league for like a year. You know what
Uh-huh.
I mean? And then
Yeah.
John Wall leaves and he's like, and he's whatever. So
Yeah.
that's just what I mean in terms of like making your teammates better. Everybody around you is playing well. Um, all right. Next question. Super teams, good or bad for the league?
I think they're good for the league. Look how much people complained about the Indiana Pacers and the OKC Thunder being in the finals with no super teams. Neither
That's
one were a
true.
super team. Look how many
That's
people were
true.
complaining, oh, this finals is not going to be entertaining. This is like, it's going to
I
be, the
was one of those
casuals won't
people.
be
I
able to
will
watch
say,
it.
I'm gonna
Right.
admit, I was one of those people. I
Bro,
was one
that
of those
just
people. I
shows you
would,
right
but I was
there.
also kind of sour that the Pacers eliminated the Knicks. So let's get that out the way. You know what I mean?
That just shows you
I
right
was a
there
little
that
sour.
a super team, it brings interest to the NBA. Also, not only that, there's pressure playing on a super team because everybody's tuning in to see if they're going to get the job done or they're going to
Hmm.
fail.
Yeah, but do we feel like the NBA right now needs attention? Like, do they still? The NBA is not. The NBA is so solidified in being one of the most nationally watched events in the world
That's true.
that I don't think the NBA at this point in its life needs to catch more fans. You know what I mean?
It does.
If
The
every
finals ratings
if
tells otherwise. The
the
NBA
finals
ratings
ratings, yes,
throughout the
if
regular season tell otherwise.
But let me ask you this. Why do you think those contracts keep going up? Where do you think that
right,
money coming from?
they getting money, bro.
That's because
People
they don't want
watching.
the super teams no more.
Them jersey sales are going up. I think super teams can be good and bad. I think good in a sense. And granted, I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate here, but definitely good in the sense that it does bring attention to the league. You know what I mean? For more casual people. Like I remember in like 2013, and there was people talking about the Heat and Spurs finals, and like people who didn't know anything about basketball. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it definitely opens it up to a lot more casual fans, and definitely opens up a new stream of revenue. But I think bad for the players. I think
It's
super
only bad for
teams
the
are
players
not
that's on them losing teams.
exactly my point. If you are, I think it fails to showcase the talent of other professionals when you have all of the superstars in one area. Because a
Three,
lot of
three,
times
three
I think,
superstars in one area fails to showcase other stars on other teams.
okay, what if you have 10 superstars amongst three teams?
There's no way. Oh wait,
Why is
10
there no way?
superstars amongst three teams?
Yeah, between three teams. Then it's like you have like I think people when they see that and they see those teams, they're like they kind of start to forget that there are other professional players in this league that can play basketball that are in the
That's
league
true.
for a reason. You know what
That's
I
true.
mean? And I think they take a hit in terms of jersey sales, in terms of their media as far as like if they're like posting highlights for a person that is good, but nobody's really watching them because they worried about, the Warriors or the Miami Heat
Right.
or whoever is the super team at the time,
Hmm.
and then they post a highlight from a player that nobody really knows about, but he's good. I think it takes away from that. Because people don't want to see that. They want to see the stars. They want the LeBron jersey, they want the KD jersey. You know what I mean? So it's like there's definitely a lot of professionals that I think get overlooked on decent teams because it's not like a super team and they lose a lot of attention. If you're not pretty much like if you're not from that city or a fan of that team, like a big fan of that team, you're not gonna know who these players are, even if they're good.
Right.
You know what I mean? Unless they're making mad noise in the league. Like unless they are having back to back 30-point performances, then people are going to be like, whatever. But I mean, granted, these are professional players who get paid to play basketball. There's no way that, unless you Jeremy Sochan, are you going to be whack on TV? You know what I mean? Like they've got to do something. Even that kid on the Pacers, uh, he had the braids.
Neesmith
Was it Neesmith, the
or
light skinned
or
kid?
or Nimhard.
Neymar.
Neymar, yeah. He was
Hmm.
nice. He had some moves. He got a bag. But if they don't get to that finals, how many people know that?
The
You know what I mean? Like
hardcore
how many
fans, the
people
casual
outside
ones.
of that's what I'm saying. If you are not from Indiana or like a big fan of the Indiana Pacers, who really knows about him? You know what I mean?
Well,
And he's
honestly
Yeah.
nice.
speaking, people they probably still don't know about him now.
In Indiana, they do. I mean, there's definitely people who know about him a little more now. Maybe not casual fans, but people who are a little more than a casual fan know about him.
But I think the casual fan would know about him if he was playing alongside of a super team. He doesn't have to necessarily be the
That's
superstar,
well,
but
that's my
the super
point.
team brings more eyes to the game.
Right,
If he
that's
was
my
playing
point.
on a super team, yeah.
But but not just to the game, but to specific teams. Because there's people that will watch a Golden State Warriors game and that's it. That's all they watching. They watching for that. And not only that, they'll watch his Golden State Warrior games and not even watch the other team play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't care about the Warriors on defense. They want to see Steph come and hit 43s. You know what I mean? So it's like, not that Golden State is a super team right now, but I'm saying in that era, I think super teams take away from, you know, a lot of things. I think it kind of
Come on,
takes
man. Bad teams
casual
always gonna be
fans,
bad. I
of
don't think super
course,
teams are stopping a bad franchise
but there's
from
not
being a
always
bad
bad players on
franchise.
them. But there's not always bad players on them, bro. They're professional
There's bad
basketball
play.
players, bro. They're in the league
They're
for a
bad
reason,
players
bro.
amongst their peers. They're not making their team
Sure.
better, whether the super team's around or
If
not.
of course they're gonna be bad players amongst their peers. If you going up against KD and LeBron every night, who's gonna be
But it ain't.
nice?
But it ain't every night though. The Charlotte
A
Hornets,
lot,
bro.
a lot of the
No,
league for a long time since 2015 into like 2020, a lot of the league was all super teams. A
from
lot of it,
2015 to 2020,
yeah.
that was the Warriors. But I tell you what, the NBA ratings were better then than it is now with the
Yeah,
super
because of the
teams.
super teams. That's what I'm understanding. But okay, the ratings were up as a whole, yes, because like I'm saying, super teams are gonna bring more casual fans into the NBA because people want to see crazy shit happen. But how many people are really caring about those other players or those other teams that are nice? Nobody. Even
People
players who
don't
are
care, but the NBA
casually
cares about
nice.
their dollars. They choose the
I
dollars
understand the NBA is
over
a business,
balance and
but we're not
parity.
talking about that. We talking about the fans though. We talking about the
And the
fans.
NBA is transitioning at the moment because they're about to go to streaming apps.
Yeah, they
So
are
they're
So
gonna
about to start
need
streaming.
Amazon and
like
stuff
one of
like
them
that.
teams to carry that
Yeah, but
that load
them
over.
going to streaming is just gonna make them money because they get paid off of the subscriptions anyway, even if people don't
Hmm.
watch the NBA. They're gonna get more
Hmm.
money off of this. If they go to Amazon Prime, I have Amazon Prime. If I was somebody who didn't watch the NBA, they would still make money off of my subscription. Doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Doesn't matter if I watch the WNBA, the
They already
NBA
got
and the
HBO
WNBA.
Max. They already got HBO Max.
Yeah, they do.
And they're getting NBC
So,
next year.
yep. And you think them companies ain't paying them the bread?
That's a lot
They're
of
getting
money.
paid, but
But that's what I'm saying. That the NBA doesn't need. You know what I mean? They're at a stage
Yeah.
in its life as a company that it doesn't need to grab any new fans. They're going to all these streaming services. I don't even want to think about how much money it costs to play a commercial during an NBA game.
there's
You know
still
what
going
I
to be
mean?
numbers at the end of the day. There's still going to have to be ratings that show who watched those
Sure.
streams.
But bro, the NBA is not drowning, bro. They're doing just fine.
They're not drowning,
They're
but
doing just fine, bro.
they're not at the level they was in the 90s, early 2000s, even
I'll
Well,
tell you
yeah, it
one
was.
thing.
even 2010s. Not even at
Is
that level.
but you could say that as you could say that for basketball as a whole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Basketball as a whole, anywhere you go, whether you go play outside or you go hooping at rec or whatever, basketball anywhere is not like how it used to be, whether watching or playing. It's not the same. It's a very different time from then and now.
Yeah,
And
Basketball
the
is
ratings
becoming,
are going to drop
yeah,
when Braun, KD, and Steph retire.
that's
yeah,
what I'm
They
saying. Them
will
dudes
drop.
leaving the league too at some point.
right.
Yeah,
Something's gonna
that's
have to
going to be a
happen. Another.
problem.
I don't think you. Do you think it's another? There's enough talent in the league right now that they're gonna be able to sustain that without them players. I think
I
there
think
is,
there's going to be
but
a handful of players that are going
there's
to
no American
become the
superstar in the
LeBrons
NBA,
and KDs. Jason Tatum,
Yeah, no.
bro.
Jason
He's not
Tatum.
neither. He's neither one of
He's
them
not
three
like them,
players.
though. He's not like them.
He's
He's
but
not
No.
I'm
like them.
saying once they retire, which is probably going to be sometime in the next 5 years, who does the NBA fall to? Wembanyama,
And
which is
Anthony
that's
Edwards,
a good answer.
if he gets his act together,
Okay,
as
John
far as like
Morant maybe
American
if he gets
superstar,
his act together. Yeah,
yeah, them two right there are supposed to be like bringing the odds. They're supposed to be like the next American superstars. Zion, he was supposed to be that too.
yeah. Then he
But
got fat.
he's in look,
Um,
he's Zion's injured. John Morant is sometimes injured. And Anthony Edwards, well, John Morant sometimes injured and he can't get his act together. And Anthony Edwards is I don't know, he
all over
just
the place right now.
yeah, it's hard. I don't know, man. Like, dude
He just
got like
around here
issues
getting
out.
everybody pregnant, but that's neither here nor there. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Like, that's like a role model for the NBA.
mm-mm, not at all.
But you saying
Not at all.
not Zion, Shaq? He has a big enough fan base that he could be the star. Like, he could have
So
been like a face of the league. He could have been. His fan base is
Not
like the
it.
same as Morant and Anthony Edwards. People rock with Zion like that, bro. He broke the internet when he was in high school. If he was healthy and he had his head on
But see, they
straight
put.
and it took his conditioning like seriously, he would be close to being the face
how
of
do
the
we feel
NBA to
about the?
anybody else other than them two.
Yeah,
But you
that's
know what
true.
happened to Zion? They put too
That's
much pressure
true.
on him.
They did put a lot of
Too much
pressure on him,
pressure.
but he didn't help by not taking care of himself when he came to the league initially. He went up to like
Right.
300 and some pounds. You know what I mean? I mean, New Orleans got some great food. I get it, but damn.
Yeah.
They
God
talking
damn.
about he's gonna be the next LeBron. They was going too far. Like they was
Oh, yeah, hear
going
me?
like yeah.
My
And you were
bad.
saying he gonna be better for the Pelicans than AD was. I'm like, what? And he didn't even play a game
He's still
yet. I'm like,
he's
what is
still on
all of
there.
this?
He's still on there.
Stop it, bro. Stop it.
The clock
Stop
ain't done ticking yet.
it. Come on, bro. Stop it, bro. Stop. Like Joe Johnson would say, you got to chill, man. Come on
Wait,
now.
what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
He
What if
said
he get
because
moved to go to
he
another team?
said, um,
What? Not at the same time, please.
no,
I
we was
couldn't hear
talking
the y'all
about
both spoke at the
Zion.
same time.
We were talking about
Uh
Zion, and he was saying he had
huh.
said when Zion started his career that he was going to be a better player for the Pelicans than Anthony Davis was, and that was far fetched.
If we got the same Zion that we had in, in high school and college, and he went to the league that way, then then that would be up for debate.
But
He
skill
was a
wise,
bro,
he ain't fucking with Anthony
bro.
Davis.
He was a physical specimen, bro. I don't know that there was anybody that was more physically dominant in any of their high school, college years than Zion.
But
You
then
know
he
what
had
messed
this
up
like
for
the
him?
all around skill though,
That last
like
True,
time,
AD got.
true, but Giannis doesn't have that all around skill. Giannis has,
and he's way
he
bigger than
he
AD. So come on,
yeah, and he physically dominates the league. It's not
it's
like
not
Giannis
about
is putting dudes on skates and shooting a bunch of threes. He's like, give me the ball, I'm running to the basket and I'm dunking it.
it's about
Catch me
playing
if
to
you
your strength.
can. You
It's
know what
not
I mean?
about having the overall skill.
He,
If you play to
Yeah,
your strength
yeah.
and you dominate at that, then
Hmm.
that can get you over.
AD
Yeah.
has done that. He has done that. That's not, he
Yeah, but he
never
was
did it
supposed to.
wrong.
AD was supposed to be one of the top five players of his era, at least top three. They had him winning an MVP. He hasn't done nearly. He hasn't done anything individually to put him up there. Like if you had to rank him in the top players of the 2010s, where you ranking him?
AD
Yeah, AD.
Top
Top
20
player
or
from
top
when he
10?
came in the league.
of the 2010s.
Where does he rank in the 2010s?
That's a really good question. 10 maybe.
10. So
Yeah, would
who
you
are the
put him
9
higher
others
than
that's
that?
above him?
In the 2010s, like from
10 is kind of
2010
low.
into 2019?
Ten
No,
kind of
from
low.
when he jumped in the league. So in the 2010s era. So from when he jumped in the league,
Right.
he came in the league
The 2010s
2012,
era, that's from 2010 into
2020,
2019.
2019,
Okay,
2020. Yeah.
2020, yeah.
So
Um,
not season beginning.
Steph Curry, Steph Curry, LeBron, KD, Russell Westbrook,
James Harden.
James Harden. Uh, you could put Kobe there for the 2009 2010 season,
Nah, I ain't putting Kobe there.
or okay, okay.
Kobe won his from 2000 2010. That's where it stops for Kobe.
Okay,
After that,
okay, but
he didn't really have
okay.
much in the era.
Um, so let me see. D Wade. Um,
Wait. D Wade in the tens.
yeah, you don't think so? He won two
Wait, so
championships in the sense, no?
you said Braun Curry. Oh, you got to put Melo in there
I
too.
said Braun, yeah,
Uh-huh.
Melo, um, Braun, Melo, Curry.
Melo's like somewhere at the
Who else did
bottom
I
though.
say? I'm losing my
2010s
mind.
wasn't, huh? You said Braun Curry,
Let me see.
KD, Westbrook, James Harden. That's five right
Yeah,
there.
Westbrook, James
James Harden.
Harden.
That's five.
Uh-huh.
We gonna put Kawhi Leonard
Uh,
in there.
you
Kawhi
could
Leonard's in there.
put, you could put. I mean, you could put Blake Griffin in there too. You could put Chris Paul there.
All right,
You could
Chris
put
Paul.
Kawhi
I agree
Leonard
with that.
there. In the 2010s,
Yeah.
you could put Dirk there if you wanted to. In the
In the
2010s,
2010s,
they won in 2012, didn't they?
in 2011.
2011.
It,
How many other great seasons did he have when the
in
Mavericks got to the
2011.
playoffs?
So yeah, I mean, you could put Dirk there. Let's see.
Not that
He
many.
had. Let's
He
see.
didn't even play that full like era of the 2010s. I don't. Melo did. He did play that full era, but
Yeah.
he wasn't at his best that
He
full
didn't
era.
play the whole era. You're right, but I mean, he averaged
Mm-hmm.
21 in that 2011 2012 season. And then he had the following season where he averaged 17, and then he averaged 21 again in the 2013-2014 season.
Dirk.
Yeah. And then there was a decline in his points. He had 17, 18, 14, 12, and then 7. He didn't really have like a trash season until his like last two seasons.
Yeah, but nah,
And
he hasn't been better.
not to mention he was 40 years old playing 77 games.
I can't. Nah, he didn't. I wouldn't say he's better. Other than that championship, he's not better than AD in the 2010s. The 2010s was
Okay, so
AD's era.
leave Dirk off. What about Tim Duncan?
No,
They won two championships, didn't they?
one.
Okay, so they won a championship in the 2010s era, and he
Yeah,
was
but he would.
killing.
I don't think he was
Look who was on
like.
Duncan's
I don't think
team,
he was
though.
all NBA good anymore, bro.
Look
Okay,
who was on Duncan's
okay,
team.
but
Well,
that
that's
was
what I'm
the
saying.
same team
If I'm
that's
putting a
been the
Spur
same
on there, I'm
team
putting
for
Kawhi.
since the 2000s.
But Tony Parker
I'm
was,
putting
didn't he
Kawhi
win
on there. But
MVP
in
around
the
that time?
2010s,
One more
Tony
time
Parker?
okay, we put Kawhi Leonard. Wait, one more time,
Didn't Tony
Shaq?
Parker win the MVP in the 2010?
no, he won it in
No,
2007.
no.
Oh, yeah, I'm way off. But
Um, are we putting Blake Griffin on this list or no? In the 2010s, he was one of the best power forwards in the league.
As like one of the, was he better than AD in the 2010s? I don't think so.
He could definitely shoot the three towards the end of his Clippers run, but I don't think they was. Bro, Blake Griffin could have like was doing a lot, bro.
He
He could
was.
dribble the ball, he could pass, he could finish.
It's tough.
His IQ was crazy, bro. His highlight tape is arguably a lot better than if we going off highlight tape alone, fine. Even without the dunks, he's got a lot of crazy highlights, bro.
You do.
but
I
as
still
A
take
lot
far as
of
Melo out.
crazy
You
forward,
gonna
highlights.
take
He's
Melo
a
out of there out of the 2010s?
okay. Wait, so let's get this list straight. Hold on, let me write it down. I'm not taking Melo out. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Melo was giving niggas hell. Like in the 2010s, Melo could score a bucket in a phone booth if he needed to.
All right, he did. He did
Definitely.
have up until he
All right,
went to
Melo,
after like the
Bron,
2013-2014 season. I feel like Melo's time on the Knicks was
Westbrook.
he was transitioning to like that third option.
Well, that was
Mhm.
also disagreement with the coaching staff too.
He had about 4 good years in the 2010s.
Yeah,
He had about like 4 good seasons in the
with Mike.
2010s.
Okay.
And yeah, Mike Woodson is the coach, right?
Yeah. 2013
Yeah,
was
yeah,
a
yeah.
great season for him. 2013. 2012 was a good season, 2011, 2010. But after
But
2014,
what
it's
about
like,
PG? Uh,
damn, that's another one right there.
but again, that was like disagreement with the coaching staff though.
All right, so you
There was a
all right,
lot of stuff behind the scenes.
you said Braun, Curry,
I got
KD,
yeah.
James Harden, Westbrook. Those five right there,
I
I
got
think those I agree
I
with.
got look, this the list that I have here because I also have CP3 here.
Okay, I agree with that too.
Yeah. I got Melo, Braun, Westbrook, Harden, KD, CP3, Kawhi Leonard, and Curry. One, two, three, four. That's eight. Paul George. What about DeMarcus Cousins?
Best player of the 2010s.
Mm.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
I'm
they
gonna
was on
give
the
a slight
same
edge to
team.
AD.
One more time.
I got AD in there. Anthony Davis.
I had him at 10.
Oh, you got him at 10. All right, so you
I
missing two
said
more,
10,
right?
yeah.
Oh, we missing one more.
No, one. Just one.
You said Chris Paul.
Yeah.
So Chris Paul's under
You said
Steph, you
P.
said?
I got Chris Paul on this list.
You got PG. You
What
said
about I said
so.
PG as a maybe. I brought it up.
So Blake, either Blake, Kevin Love, or Aldridge.
I got Blake. If we going between those three, I got Blake, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That's undeniable.
There's
He
no
was
center on there. Then
that's why I said DeMarcus Cousins.
was DeMarcus Cousins consistently better than Aldridge? I think he was consistently better than. Was he consistently better than Aldridge and Love?
DeMarcus Cousins?
Yeah, from the beginning of the 2010s.
Um Kevin Love had a really good season in Minnesota.
Because he never made the
Um
playoffs in Sacramento. He never took them to the playoffs
But before that
yeah.
injury,
What about Dwight Howard?
oh
in the
yeah.
2010s. No. Mm, mm,
Nah.
nah. I think the White House was a little
This
bit before
Bleacher
that.
oh, I don't know about this. This Bleacher Report list has uh it says 50 best stars in the 2010s on Bleacher Report, and they have Draymond Green above Anthony Davis and Kobe.
Wrap it up. As best player in the 2010s,
Yeah, 50 best in the 2010s.
because he
That's
got the
bad funny.
DPOY. I mean, honestly, bro,
Maybe, but
how does
what
Anthony
about Kyrie?
Davis?
What about Kyrie?
Oh shit, we gotta put Kyrie in there. Somebody gotta come
Yeah,
off that list,
Kyrie's on
bro.
there.
Somebody,
AD's
he
got to
might be
come
the last
off.
one. Kyrie
No,
might be the
AD's got to
last
come
one.
off.
Nah, AD's not coming over
no,
because of Kyrie.
no, hell
They
Who?
no.
both
Okay,
gotta be
so
on
then
Hell
there.
no.
who are you putting on that list? So who are you taking off?
Bro, Kyrie Irving was better than Blake in the 2010s. But Blake was a human highlight reel in the 2010s.
Okay.
Somebody has to come off there.
All right, so
Yeah.
Kyrie and AD. So is that gonna no, I got Melo, Braun, Westbrook, Harden, KD, CP3, Kawhi Leonard, Curry, Kyrie, and AD. That's 10.
Okay. And Blake is on there, you still.
That's 10.
And Harden is on there, you
No,
said.
I took him off.
You
I
took
didn't
who
put
off?
him to begin with. It was a maybe.
You took who off?
Blake, I didn't put Blake on the list to begin with.
Okay. So we already got 10 without Blake. You just
Yeah.
said 10. Yeah, Kyrie.
Yeah, I had AD at 10.
Wait, with John Wall?
I'm gonna take Kyrie over John Wall. And John Wall was a monster though. I ain't gonna lie. Nobody ever made a dance about Kyrie. They made John Wall a dance, a song, and all that.
True.
You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
All right. So, what you want to do? You want to wrap this up? This episode?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's it for today, y'all. We spoke about the NBA. You know, I think the next episode we're probably gonna do football, just to mix it up a little bit. We haven't done that many football episodes. We really enjoyed doing a football episode last time. Um, but yeah, I mean, again, if y'all got suggestions for us, leave them in the comments below. Yo, again, shout out to my boy Nephilim. We're gonna put his Instagram in the description. Y'all can check him out. Hit him up for if y'all need beats or whatever. But this has been Mike the Loaded, yo. I'm your host, Jew, K Dub, and Shaq, and we appreciate y'all for joining us, man.
Good looking.